Autobots, roll out!
Hello and welcome to That's Just Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Robot Masters knockoff Optimus Prime with trailer. And this is one that I've been hunting for a very long time. I found this guy on a website that's I'm kind of new to. It's a website called Bonanza. Is where I found this guy, and I got him for $22 shipped. So I'm really happy with what I've got. I wanted to show the packaging just because it's so crazy. It's I'm assuming Chinese writing. It just says Transforms on it, and there's a little story about Transforms that I'm going to talk about later. It says Encore, and then it's got pictures of MPO1, Prime, and Magnus, which is really funny. Same thing up here. And you can see some more of that Transform stuff up here at the top. And then in the back, it's got this really cool artwork with some G1 characters, and then some Beast Wars characters, and then some Beast Wars Japan characters. So it's just a really interesting box. Now, this is a figure that I was looking for. Sportspool 3 did a review of this figure about 4 years ago. And I think I might have seen the video 3 years ago, about a year after he posted it was I think when I saw it first. And I've been hunting for this figure ever since. And of course, by then I couldn't find it where he found it, and I've just not been able to find it anywhere. So this one, there's a little bit of a compromise that I had to do when I found this one, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. So while I take him out of the package, let me tell you about that. So this is what he looked like out of the package. You might have noticed that he looked a little different now. So the one that Steppenwolf did a review on a few years ago actually had G1 colors, and I could not find that thing anywhere. I was able to find one, and they wanted almost $100 for it. Not almost. They wanted $99 for it, so which is ridiculous, especially for a knockoff. I'm not paying that much for a knockoff. I found, like I said, I found these guys on Bonanza, and they come in 3 different color schemes. So the ones that this one here was the one that was the closest to G1, I guess you could call it. So I figured I'd get that one, and then I'd customize it myself. So then you can see, of course, what the end result is here, and I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. Very happy with this figure overall. So in the meantime, for now, let's just take away the weapon, or we could just show these now. Back this guy up a little bit. So he does come with some weapons. He comes with, these are all the same weapons that I think the Robot Masters figure came with. So, just smaller. This is a smaller size figure. So there's this rifle, very G1 style rifle, which was originally, come on, focus in for me. There it is. So, and this was originally brown, or sorry, not brown, this was blue. So now it's black. The axe that comes with a little handle for him to grab onto, which was originally red, and now it's yellow. And then this thing, which I didn't do anything to. I just didn't do anything to this one. Now this does have a firing mechanism, so you can fire on that. You can press on that button and fire that missile away. And it does have a very nice range, and it's very powerful, very nice. In fact, I was knocking some stuff over yesterday with it just to test it out, and it works very well. So I know the original Robot Masters figure had one of these, and there was a peg that I guess you could put it in his hand and have him hold. Neither one of the knockoffs that I have those pegs. This one, or if you've seen the previous one that I did, the knockoff Robot Masters, which was almost a Voyager size. It was a bigger size. So this is a smaller size. I really like this size of this figure here. So here in truck mode, Optimus is approximately 4.5 inches long, about 2 inches tall at the cab here. The trailer is about 6 inches long, about 3 inches long, and then that gives you a combined length of about 8 inches. So there you go. He rolls okay. He doesn't roll the best. I guess the middle wheels on this one roll a little better than my Voyager size one did. It still has the same problem of the middle wheels lift up off the ground. The wheels are connected by, let's see if I can get that zoomed in a little bit there. Every single one of the wheels is connected by screws. So if one of them gets a little tight, then you can just loosen up the screw a little bit, and then it'll roll better, which is funny. So there you go. That's what he looks like now, and I'm really happy with how that looks. Yeah, very, very happy with how that looks. And this little itty bitty Robot Master figure with the trailer, I just had to have this. It's just such a cool little figure, and I like the plastic quality on this thing. It's really, really nice. Getting into the trailer real quick. So the trailer, unfortunately, doesn't have any way to stand it up. So if you remove the trailer, it's going to fall over, which is unfortunate. So most of the time, you're going to have it, pegged in. It has just this little metal pin sticking out of it, and then they drilled a little hole, or they molded a little hole into the back there. So you can use that to hitch it up, and away you go. You can put some vehicles in the back if you have some of the smaller sized vehicles. So open up the back there, and you got G1 Bumblebee right there. And I've also got a Classics Legend Bumblebee right there. So this guy is about Legends size, as you can see, which is a really, really cool size to have a set like this in. And it scales really, really well. So now the trailer doesn't split open like your classic Optimus Prime trailer would do, that you're used to seeing. What it does do, it opens in the back like you saw now, and you can roll vehicles in there. In fact, I've seen pictures. I haven't tried this yet. This is the first time trying this. I've seen pictures of a... No, that's not going to work for me. I saw a picture with a... there's a white version of this, and there was one that was rolling out. And there was even a picture of it inside. I'm guessing they probably took the smokestacks off to get it in there. It looks like it would fit if it didn't have the smokestacks. So there you go. But so that's it for the back of the trailer. Now on the front, you've got this opening here, and this actually slides up. And you've got this little compartment in there, and you can use this, I guess, for putting weapons away, or maybe you could try to put a figure in there if you want. Use it like some kind of a jail or something like that. I don't know if that would fit very well, but there you go. At least for the truck mode, you'd have somewhere to put your weapons in, which is really nice. So let's get those back out of there, and we'll get into the robot mode. We'll do some comparisons first, actually. How about that? So let's get this guy back together again. Always have to hunt for that pin there. Let's set this aside. And you've probably noticed that he does have visible head syndrome, which is, well, it's a shame, but there's really nothing you could do about this. If there was one thing I could change about this figure, that would be it. The head is not on a ball joint or on a pin or anything like that. You cannot turn the head at all. It just goes in and out, up and down like this. That's it. That's all it does. So unfortunately, we can't hide the head when we're in truck mode. That is possibly the only negative that I would have about this toy. Everything else is just translated from the original Robot Masters. All the gappiness there, that's all from the original mold, so you can't really blame the knockoff for it, But other than that, he looks really, really nice. So let's get in some comparisons, and we'll bring in, of course, the G1, so you can see what they look like together. There you go. In fact, Sports Wolf did this. I didn't want to do this because Sports Wolf did it, but it's such a good comparison. There you go. That's what these guys look like together. Very, very nice. I love how that looks. So, by the way, I think it goes without saying that I'm the one that put those Autobot stickers there. So, but in case anybody's wondering, let's just get that out of the way. So, there he is with G1, and then here he is with... this is the one step from Age of Extinction. This is the Age of Extinction one step. And I wanted to show it off with this, because it's a little more current. Also because of the scale. So you can see those kind of scale together. About the same. So I would say that Optimus here, the one that we're looking at today, is approximately scout sized, or what is now, like a one-step changer or something like that. So there you go. Let's get into transformation. So transformation for this guy is same as you've already seen with Robot Masters. So, you can just pop the head up. We've already kind of revealed that. Pull the arms out. Very G1 style, the way the arms come out. And the fists. And the fists... right there where the headlights are, these were blue, the same as, all the way around they were blue. So I painted them red with the headlights there, so that was me as well. Turn it around there, and then bring the legs down, pop these open, bring up the feet. And there are the panels. He still has those panels inside for the chest filler, but they're not spring-loaded, so you have to reach in there and get them out yourself. So, and sometimes they can be a little finicky. And because they are not spring-loaded, they don't always want to go around this red tab, as they should. Hopefully, hey, they did. All right. They did this time, so they're being easy for me. And there is Optimus Prime in robot mode, and I think he looks incredible. And we'll show him off one more time with the before picture, so you can see what he looked like. You can see he had the thighs were red, and he didn't have the stripes on the chest. Like I said, I painted those little pieces on the arms there, and you know, just kind of did some basic touching up. All the mold stacks were white there. Some very, very minor touch up in painting. Really did a night and day on this guy. Really, really nice. Here in robot mode, Optimus is approximately 5 inches tall. Now, as far as articulation, well, we've seen that the head doesn't move. The shoulders are on ball joint, so in and out, forward, backward, all the way around. The bicep has a rotation. You've got a bend at the elbow. You can bring the wrist in and out a little bit. That's due to transformation. The waist does turn, so you can get some waist rotation. The hips go in and out, forward and backwards. He does have a bend at the knee. However, if you bend him at the knee, there is like no gap between the thigh and the shin. So I've already done this. You can probably see the paint scrapings there because I already had to touch them up right there. Yeah, you're going to scrape paint. Well, I mean, if it's unpainted, you're not going to scrape paint. But because I've painted this guy, if I bend the knee, I'm going to scrape paint, so I'm not going to do it. And then, of course, the toes. Going in and out just a little bit. And I really love, A, the way this guy looks, and B, the size. It's just so fun to hold and to just kind of fiddle with him in this size. I'll bring in some of his weapons so you can see what these guys look like. So there you go. There he is with this G1 style weapon. And I bring it in about that much. I noticed that this does the same thing that the big one that I have does. It goes in real easy about halfway and then it stops. I don't want to force it in any further than that. And then the axe, it's funny because the axe is on a handle, so you just kind of have to hold the axe like that, which is funny, but okay. There it is, and a little piece popped off again. That is probably one gripe I would have about this guy in robot mode, is these pieces not being on springs. They unpop very, very easily, and I have to do that a lot. And you see how easy I was able to do that when I transformed them, and now I can't seem to get them in place right. I think that did it. You know what? I can just do this. Push him out that way. There you go. Now he looks right. Okay. So there's Optimus with his weapons. And like I said, he can't hold this one, but I will show it shooting off. You see, he's got quite a powerful spring on this guy. Really nice. Look at that. That's a pretty heavy figure. You know, I mentioned earlier, I really like the quality of plastic on this guy. This doesn't feel frail. It doesn't feel like it's going to break. I very confidently was able to take him apart so that, you know, pop joints off and pop pieces off and stuff like that so that I could paint them and put them back together. He feels solid. He is really, really nice. I really like what they've done here. So let me back him up a little bit. We'll do some comparisons. Here he is once again with his G1 counterpart, just so you can see what these guys look like together. Again, you know, kind of like scout size. And to prove my point a little further, here he is with the Age of Extinction one step, and they're about the same size. So you can see there. That's about the size you're expecting. So, yeah, I'm super happy that I finally found this guy. And for the right price. $22 shipped on Bonanza. I don't know anything about Bonanza. It was my first experience with it. I was, you know, somebody helped me find a figure, and that's where they took me. And so that's where I got it from. And really happy with the results. And I really wish I could stand this trailer up somehow. So, you know, so 3 things, if I could change 3 things about this: head rotation, the panels, and maybe give this thing some way to stand up. So, There we go. And I think that about covers Transformers Robot Masters knockoff Optimus Prime with trailer. What did you think of this figure, and what would you like to see me review next? Let me know by leaving me a comment, give me some thumbs up, subscribe and share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time on That's Just Prime.